Okay, Koi. I gotta make this quick because I don't have much time, and I'll try to make it nice, but I don't like this side of the camera. So the first thing that I wanted to point out that God you really used this book was when he was talking about the Shunammite woman and that couple from his church that wanted to adopt a baby, and they had the one kid already, and then they went to adopt the next one, and they got him home for 7 days or whatever it was, just a couple of days, and then the lady that gave birth to him decided she wanted him back, and because it was within 7 days, they had to do it. That was part of the law in North Carolina. So then he talked about the Shunammite woman and how she kind of resigned herself to not really want a baby anymore. She's gotten around it, and then God blessed her with the kiddo. Kind of like here you go. I know you didn't even you're past wanting this, and you're fine without this, and then but here it is anyways, and I could just really relate in the last few years how I never and this is really before I even have met you or was a part of Fresh Life. Finances or financial success were never a big thing in my life. Is never a goal, and God blessed me with that anyways, and my business and photography, being a wedding photographer, and I loved it. It was great, the challenges and the rewards of my business and owning my own business, operating the business. It was awesome, and I loved it, and it was nothing that I really ever asked for without or desired, or it wasn't like something that was like, oh, I wish I was rich, I wish that kind of thing. But God blessed me anyways, and I thought that, and it was awesome. And then all of a sudden it was taken away, and I could really relate to that. And I actually got to the point where I read through this chapter, and of course I'm crying and all of that, and I realized, or I remember praying, Lord, because this is touching on some pretty sensitive stuff with me, and I said that there's just, I'll be honest, I really don't believe that there's anything that Steven Furtick could say that would turn this situation around, to be able to redeem all the pain and the hurt that caused me, and the mistrust, honestly, of God. And so anyways, I kept reading. I told him that and half daring him, show me otherwise. Show me you can't, there's nothing you can do to answer this. And sure enough, and I don't honestly remember what Steven Furtick talked about in the book, but I remember realizing that as the Shunammite woman, thinking, or in my head, what would she do now that her son was alive again? How would she think of it differently? And realizing that God can promise us stuff and then give it to us, and then we take it and become prideful about it, like a spiritual pride. And all of a sudden it's not a gift from God anymore, it's something that I'm entitled to. And then I don't enjoy it for what it is, and that is, the things that God gives us, we enjoy them not because they're what they are, but because He gave them to us. And that's where I get my fulfillment out of. I've had a lot of people tell me that my Volkswagen Bug is an idol because I like it so much. But I like it so much because it's something that God gave me. It would be very difficult to draw a line between how much I like my Bug, or that I like my Bug, and that I love God. It's not that my Beetle is God. It's that it's from Him, and that's why I like it, because it's from Him. If He were to take it away, yeah, it'd be a bummer. I love that car, but my joy from that car wouldn't be gone, because my joy is, it's one and the same. It'd be tough to separate that. So anyway, same kind of a thing. And I'm going I'm 4 minutes already. Anyways, after I realized that, and because I'm in the point in my life right now where I'm looking at my business and my photography picking back up again, and I've just got this idea that I've been milling around and haven't told a lot of people about, but and I won't go into that. But anyways, I'm looking at it and wondering, should I even bother? Is it even worth trying again? You know, I've failed so many times since I failed the big time, since I lost everything. I've tried the magazine and different different area ways of approaching my business to try to make it happen, and I just bump into fail, 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 and it's disheartening, and it breaks my heart every time. So, anyways, with that in mind, that's what I had in mind as I was reading that or going through that, and what God has taken me through. So the next thing that really stuck out was when he was talking about there is no switch for humility. If God decides to give a gift back again, that he's given like that, um, it's true. There is no internal switch. Okay, I'm humble. Um, but what he said was one of the best ways to be humble is immediate obedience to specific instructions. And when I realize it's way too easy to pass off simple instructions, simple commands from God as unimportant or unimpacting, where what He's calling us to, this greater life, to be greater. Well, it's not these simple little things. It would be a bigger command. It would be something that was harder to follow. But honestly, it's the simple things like tithing or being completely honest at work. Not that I struggle with those things, but those are good examples. Um, but the things that I would struggle with would be making time for my family, putting my family first, putting my wife first, and enjoying my relationship with her, and not losing track of that. Not letting things get in the way of that. Um, Honestly, I believe I'm called to be a better husband and a better dad. um, I wanted to go into that a little bit more, and I didn't take very good notes because I just am running out of time. I guess I read through this book, and and he says, it may not give you the right answers. You may still not know the um, greater life God's called you to, and I don't. But I don't think that's the point. The point is that what He has called me to do, I want to do better. I want to do greater, and then this greater thing, whether it's photography or my being a pastor at Fresh Life, or maybe a combination of both. And I'm wrestling, trying to figure out, struggling. What am I called to do? What is it? What do I can I want to pick one or the other and just go for it wholeheartedly. And honestly, that's really what I want, is to be able to pour my heart and soul into something great that matters, that makes a difference, that changes the world. So, anyways, the last thing that he said that really impacted me was as he was praying, the last chapter, or second to last chapter, part of one of the prayers is, God is only as strong as your most recent encounter with Him. Your relationship with God is, I totally botched that when I wrote it down in my notes. Your relationship with God is only as strong as your most recent encounter with Him. And it hit me that he wasn't emphasizing that if your last encounter with Him wasn't that great, that your relationship wasn't that great, but that no matter what your last encounter with Him was, you've got an opportunity for another encounter, and to make it count and impacting right now or any time. And it doesn't take a huge amount of time. It just takes dedication, to dedicate that time. And it really just makes me want to spend more time with God, to make every encounter with Him that I have count. So that's it. Right at 9 minutes, I'll wrap it up. I gotta figure out how to post it to YouTube, because I realized last night as I was going to do this that I didn't have YouTube, the app, on my phone, so I had to download it. I had to wait till I got to Wi-Fi, and then I had to sign in, figure out my password and everything, reset my password, and it took like 3 times. So here we go. I'm gonna try that.